One instance I had that I believe was due to the paranormal happened one day when my mom and I were sitting in the living room watching television, and we suddenly heard a crash coming from the front bathroom. There was a candle holder that had sand and seashells in it that was originally sitting on the back part of the toilet, and it had somehow fallen off of that and broke. We were both kind of puzzled by that because it sat right in the center, not close to the edge at all. When my sister was 2 years old, she had a lot of toys that played music or talked when you pushed buttons or squeezed the toy. She had this one toy out in the living room with her, among other toys. It was a stuffed dog that you could squeeze the ear, the tummy, the paw, etc., and it would talk. It was sitting in the big lazy-boy chair across from me. My sister wasn't playing with it, and my mom was sitting right next to me the whole time. The toy suddenly screams out, "I love you." I thought that was very odd and creepy, so I either switched off the toy or took out the batteries because I was so creeped out. Another instance that really creeped me out happened very late at night. I'm the night owl of the family and like staying up late. This happened around 3 a.m. I was sitting on my bed doing something on my laptop when I suddenly heard a bubbling noise coming from my sister's room, which is right next to mine. I opened my door and listened. I soon realized that it was coming from my sister's little play kitchen. There's a little stove burner that makes a bubbling noise, like you're cooking something or boiling some water whenever you put one of the play pans on it. The noise went on for a long time, and when it stopped, I went into her room to investigate. I looked at the burner and put my hand on it to see if that would trigger the noise, but it didn't. Upon closer inspection, there was a button in the grooves that could only be triggered by matching grooves in the play pans and is actually very difficult to press with your own finger. This fact made me a bit worried and gave me a "this is very weird" feeling. I went back into my room, and once I was back in my room, the bubbling noise started again, but it was much louder this time, and the noise seemed to go on forever. Later on, I ended up moving in with my grandparents for a while because of some issues at home. Sometimes my mom would tell me that my sister's toys would go off by themselves, but that was the only thing that happened at home after I left. Whatever it was that kept messing with my sister's toys must have followed me to my grandparents' house. When I moved in with my grandparents, I had to stay in the kids' room, which had some toys in it, like what my sister had at home, but only one toy made any noise. It was a toy turtle that had shapes on the shell that would play music when pressed and played music when it was pulled across the room. There were a number of nights where I woke up in the middle of the night to that turtle playing music. After a couple of nights of doing that, I finally said, "That's enough," and put the turtle in the living room. It stopped going off after that. Whatever it was stopped making the toys go off too. Haven't had any more experiences since what happened with the turtle.